Just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14, and he won't quite make it to the 25. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Well, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good game. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 20 carries, 67 yards.
He comes into this one ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing. I think that every member of that offense knows exactly where he sits. You can see it from every one of them out there. They're all fully committed to making this a game where he really breaks free and climbs a couple of spots.
Call a no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A gain of 14, first down Commanders.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Touchdown Washington. Terry McLaurin. His on the year. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. Taken at about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here. This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle, Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
The Cowboys at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot. Find a way to win some games and keep moving forward.
Now Elliott. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there.
That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And we are tied at 7. That time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
These two teams all tied after one.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2.
As they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Here's Darnold. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Now it's Darnold.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Prescott now from the 50. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. That's complete to John Ross.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They go to Elliott again.
63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Prescott. Hard throw, incomplete. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Maher is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern.
Darnold, that's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down now, but that clock rolling. Darnold from the gun.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Again, Darnold. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4.
Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Bobby McCain.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. After the interception, here's Darnold. Flush. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Darnold now to throw. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will knot us up at 10.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Anthony Schwartz going to bring it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead, finish up the half, and get on out and talk about it.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will do it for this first half.
So we have come upon halftime.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here is Washington now to take over. They were losers to Philadelphia a week ago. Now they find themselves in the lead as they start this drive. Darnold on first down. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Nice effort defensively there from Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
67 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
You better strap up tight if you're standing Brian Robinson's way. He will try to go through and carry guys along to pick up extra yardage, and he really relishes finishing runs with authority.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll run again here with Robinson.
And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They were winners last week, defeating the New York Giants. They lead this one as well right now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Montez Sweat with a tackle.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are and hopefully they can correct them.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Back now in Arlington.
It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Back to throw, Darnold. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with this 4-point fourth-quarter lead.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minute.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And some room to roam now. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 79 yards rushing now for Zeke. And he's got a first down. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot. So what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? And that's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense, just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Darnold to throw.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job. Got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here's Prescott.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Now Prescott.
He finds his man complete. That's Schultz.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle. Here's Elliott. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here's Dak. This throw left side is caught by Tolbert. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right foot of Brett Maher. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a 3rd would win it. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
Fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Cowboys, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders,
they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.